Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Rosh from the Poor Millennial Mom, and this channel is all about cash stuffing, budgeting, and debt repayments. I am a single mom on a journey to paying off $89,000 of credit card and student loan debt, so if you would like to join me on that journey, I would love to have you. Okay guys, today we are doing my December budget, and this one is going to be a little bit interesting and a little bit different, and I will explain why as we go through. So, before we get started, those of you who have seen these before know that I have 5 budget categories: the must pay, variable, debt repayment, savings and sinking funds, and nice to have. But first, we're going to start with income. So, for December 2022, my income is going to be as follows. From my full-time job, I'll get $2,083 paid bi-weekly, so $1,041.50 per every 2 weeks. And then part-time job, so I work part-time at a theater bartending, and I also oversee like front of house for shows. It's not a movie theater, it is like a performing arts venue, and I am doing a few shifts in December, so that'll make up about $600 worth. I'm getting paid for some consulting work, so that'll be another $300 worth. And then I do some political consulting as well, so that'll be about $100 to $150, depending on how much I do over December. Child support is going to be $250. Benefits is child tax benefit, which is a benefit paid in Canada to people with children. It is based on income, and we get it every single month, so it wasn't just a COVID benefit. I think it came into place in like 2005. So I have had it every single month since both of my kids were born, and the more kids you have, the more you get. Anyway, so I get $491, and then I'm pulling $1,200 out of savings because, I'll explain that as we get to it. So my total income for the month of December is $5,024, which, by the way, is a lot more than I usually have because I generally am close to like 3,300, somewhere in there. Okay, so all of that being said, let us move on to category 1 of must pay. So these are all the bills I need to pay every single month to keep my life going. So that includes rent of $875, groceries of $400, internet of $60, utilities of $200, phone of $65, insurance I don't need to pay in December, but I will need to start paying it again in January. Tuition for my kids' school is $300. My monthly bus pass is $39 because I qualify for a low-income bus pass. And then one thing I've done is I've moved all my credit card minimum payments into my must-pay category as opposed to my debt repayment category. And this is because I wasn't accounting for it properly when I was doing my bills, and then I would be scrambling because I'd go, oh shoot, that's due tomorrow and I don't have money in the bank. And then I would shuffle money around and it would just be a whole thing. So this puts it into my weekly, daily, monthly budget, and it kind of tells me that that's something I need to prioritize because I have not been. So that brings the total of my must-pay bills to $2,336, and it leaves me with $2,688. I need to start reducing some of these, and a lot of them I can't reduce. Like my grocery bill, to be honest, this is pretty low these days because my kids are with me more often. Utilities, again, that's pretty low. But if I can start getting rid of some of these credit cards, that's going to free up like almost $400 out of this category. So my end goal is to get my must-pay expenses under about $2,000 a month, if possible. So yeah, but that brings us to our next category, which is variable spending. So these are the cash envelopes that go into my wallet that I take with me wherever I go. And we only have 3. We have food, fun, and miscellaneous, which for some reason my Apple Pencil will not write the word miss. Like, it just will not write it. So, yeah. Each of these is going to get $100 for a total of $300, leaving me with $2,388. And then we will move to the debt repayment. So this is my debt snowball. Focusing on the Fido credit card. We're going to put about $200 into that in the month of December. Maybe more. We'll see how this shakes out at the end of the month. That brings us to a total of $200 in debt repayment and a leftover of $2,188. Now, I need to make a whole video about my debt repayment because it has not gone well. And I think I know why. But yeah, it's not going well, and I have some plans in the new year on how to make it go better. I am planning on doing a low buy in 2023 because I noticed that there are certain categories where I just spend a lot of money, and it's mostly for convenience. Things like Ubers or DoorDash or, Amazon, that kind of thing. So I will be making a video where I talk about my rules, my exceptions, my reasons, so stay tuned for that. But now let's move into category 4. So category 4 is the sinking funds and savings. So this is where things get interesting, and this is much higher than it normally would be. Okay, first of all, travel. So in December, I go to Jamaica for a week. So I'm actually taking out $700 from my savings and taking that to Jamaica. So that is why this is showing $750. Also because the Canadian dollar is not doing as well as the American dollar. So my 750 Canadian will be closer like 500 American, which kind of sucks. And then Christmas is $350. That is what I have left in my Christmas fund after buying Christmas presents for my kids. So we're going to spend that in December doing activities. I don't need to buy much for my extended family this year because we're all going to Jamaica. The kids are not going, so I'm kind of planning on spending more money with them, maybe spoiling them a little bit. I don't know. We also do an activity every year where we go to the zoo where they have lots of lights set up and it's really beautiful. And that is one of our Christmas traditions. So I definitely want to make sure we have money for that. I think they will really enjoy it. And yeah, so that right there is like $1,100, okay? And then health is getting $25. So that is because that's kind of for my copays and my deductibles for my health insurance, so whatever isn't covered. Car is going to get $100 as per usual. 10% challenge. So 10% challenge is interesting because when I do 10% challenge, I look at the total income. And then that's what goes into 10%. But this income also includes my savings. So it's like I'm going to be taking money out of savings and I'm going to be putting that money back into savings. So I'm like double saving. And it might not be 500, it might be less. So we'll see. Maybe I shouldn't count my savings that I've pulled out as part of that. But I don't know. Let's just do it and see what happens. Little cat, so that's $50 for my daughter's birthday party. Well, her birthday, she turns 8 in March. So we're going to be saving up for that. Education, this is for my future education, grad school. $25 into that. And then investing. So I put $25 into my investment account every single week, every Monday. And I haven't been accounting for that in my budget. So we're adding it in, it's going to live there, and that money is invested in dividends and other stocks like that, because my goal is to grow my money and make more money with my money. So if you're interested in that, do let me know down below. And then we have our last category. So like I said, 5 categories, and that is nice to have. And I actually want to take a little bit of time today to explain the nice to have category because I've had some questions, I think, about this one. So first of all, household gets nothing. I don't need anything for my house, it's fine. Accepted, I am going to drop down to the basic as opposed to the premium membership because I don't use the premium features enough, but I do like the accountability workshops and the daily work with me virtual workspace kind of thing. So I'm going to keep that because that keeps me on track when I'm working from home, and I do find that quite valuable. And then if I do plan on going back to school, that's going to help a little bit too with keeping me on track. Instant Ink is $10. that is a business expense, so I can claim that at the end of the year. And actually, I believe this $10 is actually written off by my company, so I just submit the expense and they pay me back. So I just need to remember to do that every month, because right now all the printing I do is for them. It's not really for me. I do a little bit of printing for like inserts and envelopes and stuff, but the bulk of it is me printing stuff out for work. Disney Plus, $9. So Disney and Amazon are shared with my extended family. So like my parents and my aunt and my sister, they do a lot for me. Like they take care of my kids for me when I'm working. You know, they've supported me, they've helped me, they've been there for me. And I could not be the person I am and done the things that I have right now without them. So the least I can do is pay for their Disney and Amazon, okay? We share the Disney account. They can watch whatever they want. I don't care, but we share it. It's there for them to use. Same thing with Amazon. I still get the student discount on Amazon, and my dad likes to watch stuff on Amazon Video or Prime Video, whatever it's called. My mom orders stuff off Amazon all the time. So does my sister. And, you know, if that means they can use Prime shipping because I've paid for it, go for it, man. Like, I can never pay them back for what they have helped me with, but I can pay for their Amazon Prime, you know? Spotify, so Spotify is $5. This is for me. They'll get the student discount, I think, until next year on Spotify. So until that ends next December, I will probably just keep it. I listen to a lot of music. I like to listen to music while I'm working because, you know, it keeps me entertained. And I mean, I also listen to podcasts, but I have a different app for that. So, and then Kindle Unlimited. So Spotify and Kindle Unlimited are kind of like my, I guess, vices. I don't want to say vices because they're both like good things. So Kindle Unlimited is specifically for books. I read a lot of books. Like, I read a lot of books. And Kindle Unlimited is like, I think it's actually $11, but whatever. And it lets me check out books and like read them and return them. And like, I have basically an unlimited supply of books. And then add the public library into that, and I am in books for years. Like, I will never read through everything they have. So that is my entertainment. Like, I really do not have expensive hobbies, y'all. I read, I knit. I'm currently stitching a English paper pieced quilt by hand. I do travel, that's a bit expensive. But like, you know, generally I'm pretty low key. So if $10 a month on Kindle Unlimited keeps me from going out and spending $100 on books at Chapters or Amazon, let's do it. You know, let's just do it. And then the last one is convenience. So convenience is things like Ubers, DoorDash, basically spending money I don't need to spend because I'm being lazy. So a lot of the time I'll oversleep and then I'll miss a bus and then I'll be late, and like, I need to stop that. I need to start working on myself, working on being up earlier, all of that. So we are going to slowly taper this budget down because I know me and I cannot go cold turkey. So, you know, we're going to cut this down. And there are times, because I live in a city, that public transit is not reliable or safe some of the time, especially at night. So there will be times where I might take an Uber. Let's say I have a client meeting somewhere where buses don't reach. That would be a reason. Maybe the city, for some reason, has decided that trains aren't going to run through downtown, which is a regular occurrence in my city, by the way. But both train lines run through downtown, so good luck if you need to get anywhere. So that turns what should be a 35-minute train ride from one of my jobs to home into almost 2 hours sometimes. In that case, I will bite the bullet and pay for an Uber because I don't have 2 hours of my life to give away waiting in the cold and hoping I don't get mugged because the city can't get their poop in a group. You know, and so I don't want to cut it out completely, but I also know I really need to cut down. So that's kind of what convenience is. So that brings our total to nice to have to $219, and it leaves us $69, which is perfect. So as you can see, my income was $5,024, my expenses were $4,955, and the amount left is $69. Now, I would really love to hear your thoughts on my budget. Keep in mind that this is a kind space. I will not put up with people attacking me for what I choose to spend my money on, because my life is my life and your life is your life, and personal finance is personal. And even though I'm in debt, that also doesn't mean that I need to eat beans and rice and beans, and like never leave my house and wear shoes until they fall apart, and never buy anything new ever. But it does mean I need to be more careful with my money. So that's kind of what I'm aiming to do in a very gradual, controlled way to get myself out of debt. One thing you will notice that's not on here is student loan repayments, because my student loans, my provincial loans, entered repayments in November, and I qualified for repayment assistance for those loans. So I'm currently paying nothing on my Alberta loans. The provincial government is paying the interest on those, which comes to about $60 a month. And then for federal loans in Canada right now, they are 0% until 2023. But they might extend that out, so they'll just be 0% forever. So we're kind of waiting to hear what's going to happen in Parliament, whether that will happen or not. And if that happens, then of course my plan is pay off all of my high interest debt first before tackling any of my student loans, because they're not accruing any interest. And so in May, I think it's May, it might be March, when my loans go back up and I have to reapply for repayment assistance, we'll see where we are there. My goal is to eliminate at least one credit card by then, probably Fido, but maybe Tangerine, we'll see. And to just see where we end up. But anyways, that is it for my video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you staying tuned, and I will see you again soon with another video. Bye!